Morning, folks. Welcome to the Gardener's Workshop Farm. My name is Lisa Mason Ziegler, and it's Monday morning here on my urban flower farm, and there is so much going on that I thought I would just kind of give you one of those glimpses that I'm kind of known for, telling it all, y'all. So, and it's early too, y'all. I'm looking at my hair. So what you see behind me is what's going on here at my farm. So I'm in southeastern Virginia. I'm in zone 7B/8A. It's changing, you know, and it's April 19th. How do I know the date? I don't often know the date. It's because today we launched one of our big online schools, growing your business with local sourcing flowers. Anyway, so I know what day it is. I don't often know the day or the date, unfortunately. That's the gift of being self-employed, right? So it's April 19th. Our typical last frost date is mid-April, which often is a true fact, but we are literally not getting much above that frost at night on some nights. So meaning when I look at our 2-week forecast, we have a 38-degree night coming up. We have a 39, a 41, a 42. Those are all still way too cold for warm season tender annuals unless you take special steps to protect them. And so that's the stage that we're in here on our farm. Our first planting, I always push the envelope, but we take extraordinary steps. We plant our transplants. We're not direct seeding. I don't direct seed anything at this time of the year, but especially when it's this kind of weather. We are transplanting plants that you're going to see here in just a minute out into beds that were made weeks ago and covered with the Bio 360 biodegradable film that we use with the black side up. And these beds are raised. And so that means that soil would naturally warm a little bit because it's raised. Then we put black film on it, which helps it a little bit. And then when we plant these plants, they're going to be hooped and covered. And in fact, the girls, as we speak, are out getting our holy row covers out. We call them that because they're the ones that my golden retriever has probably run through them and ripped a hole, which they aren't good for the first layer. But when I need a second layer of protection for like that 38-degree night, that's when we use them. So they're out in our inn, which is that precious little building that's in our backyard that's on the cover of Cool Flowers and so often seen, pulling all the row covers out, finding some to provide the second layer that I'll only be adding. I think it's Wednesday evening. I'll be putting those down. Each layer of row cover provides about 4 degrees of protection, but more important than that to me is it really provides shelter from the wind, which is what really causes a lot of the damage, whether you're growing cool flowers in the wintertime or trying to protect warm stuff from the cool wind that's going on right now. So I thought I would just let you be a part of what my seedling care is at this point. So you can see behind me all these guys that are on the table. Those are all zinnias, and I have some tomato transplants, which I actually bumped up on YouTube. You can look back and see, I think it was a week ago, and we're going to see them. So what happens is that door open is to my carport area here on my work building. And during these crazy times when we're having 72-degree days, but 38-degree nights, or even, I do what I'm getting ready to tell you about, even if it's dropping into the mid-50s. So at this time of morning, I'm picking up and carrying all these trays and putting them out on the carport to spend the day. And that's kind of what hardening off is called. But we literally under normal circumstances, when it's not getting chilly at night, I move my transplants outside and leave them because they're kind of in a protected area. So you could call this a hardening off process, but in fact, this process that I'm getting ready to do is what I do to get our plants ready to go to the garden, but yet still protecting them at night. So I'm gonna take you off of this stand here, and I'm just gonna let you walk with me as I do this little job, y'all. So I'll turn this around so you can actually see what I'm doing. So this is actually one of my work tables. As you can see, it's where our bucket storage is. I sat in here last night. You can see my laptop. Last night, I was in here. I mean, the day before launch of an online course is crazy, y'all. You think you've covered all your bases, but my phone was popping from our team saying, oh my goodness, I thought you wanted to do this new or that new, and I was out here shooting videos at 9 o'clock last night to put on Ellen's course sales confirmation page. So it's kind of a little bit of a mess out here. So last night, when I finished shooting that video, the last one, I brought all of these transplants in and literally just put them wherever they could just spend the night. They were not under light. Y'all, sorry about that. They were not under lights. They were brought in here late evening, and now we're going to carry them back out. So these are our zinnia transplants. First, let's just look at them because the light's really great in here. You can see that there's, like, you might not be able to tell, there's perfect. These are going to be planted today, planted today, planted today, planted today. Planet, oh, that one, Planet Today. You can kind of tell looking over, the ones that have a thicker canopy are the ones that were started first. And so that's what's going to happen here. So let's just start carrying these out. And so you can see that the morning sun hits this entire area. So this is where my transplants will sit. You can see my trays are already out. Those are sunflowers and the corn. I start both of those every Saturday morning. I actually do that on Facebook Live. And this is going to take me a little longer than I thought because I can only carry one tray at a time. I mean, are these not just gorgeous? And so this carport concrete tilts away, so I always put the wells, and look who's here, Tucker. He's ready to play ball. I always put the wells that I water in on this side so that the water rolls around. And morning.
We have a baby squirrel situation.
Okay,
Can I put him in with Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, John.
Sorry, y'all. That's what happens live on the farm here. So apparently we have baby squirrels in the inn. And now I know why that squirrel has been in that building so much. Anyway, so let's continue bringing our babies out. And so they're going to spend the day. And some of these are going to be actually planted today. And they will be immediately our normal procedure for this time of the year for kind of early planting. They would get one layer of row cover. But we are preparing, and we're not going to actually do it immediately, is we're preparing to provide a second row cover on top. I mean, look at these guys, y'all. I often get asked, people say, you got to be kidding. You grow zinnias in the small block and they grow in that block until they are planted out in the garden. Y'all, I mean, this is it. You're seeing it in action. And I can't imagine the labor of potting up all this stuff. I mean, it's just not, I mean, look at, this is like the perfect tray. Look at these guys. They are just absolutely beautiful. And this is my least favorite color too, y'all, purple. I don't dislike it. It's just not my favorite because it's dark. You learn when you start making bouquets for a living, as we did for many years, mixed bouquets. like for supermarkets and members only market. And see how these guys are they're getting the morning sun. And then from that direction, you can see where the celosia is already planted. That's where the zinnias are going in those beds. The afternoon sun comes in, so they really get an incredible exposure, yet they're protected under the carport. And I just have to tell you guys why I'm doing this, a little bit about the course that we launched this morning. It's actually an accelerated encore presentation because of the current situation with the global flower supply. Look at these tomatoes, y'all. We'll look at them closer here. The global flower supply disruption that many people are experiencing. Y'all, look at these roots. Look at these guys. They're just beautiful. For a lot of different reasons, a lot of the floral trade industry is experiencing not being able to get flowers conventionally through wholesalers as they have in the past. And it's really creating a great situation for flower farmers, but it's also quite a dilemma for florists. So Ellen's course, Growing Your Business with Local Flower Sourcing, we're running a special run to help those people. And you can learn more about it over on thegardenersworkshop.com. And registration is only open from April 19th until April 23rd, and then it won't be available again until the end of the year. And we just invite you to check that out if it interests you. It's pretty amazing. She does live Q&A coaching sessions each week during school. The whole course, we're doing it a little different this year. With this run, you're getting the whole course in your library all at once instead of being dripped out over weeks. And anyway, if you're a florist, designer, or a cut flower grower, you really need to go check it out. It's really pretty awesome. All right, so all of them are out here. I'm going to now water them. It's Monday. So in Mondays, I put Neptune seaweed and fish into my watering can. And I'm going to water these guys as well as our corn crop and sunflowers that are over there, which I don't think you can see very good because of the light. And y'all, I just really wanted to share, this is the reality. This is doing it. These are zinnias grown, and they are 2 to 3 weeks old. Let's look at a date. Let's look at the perfect date. So April 5th. Today is April 19th. So these are 2 weeks old. They are perfect. And so my plan is those trays that are a little thicker, which were actually started on the 5th, and I think the others were started like 3 days after that. We'll be planting one bed of those more mature, but these that need to like just puff up a little bit, they'll get planted on Thursday. So gang, and our tomatoes will actually get planted on Thursday also, I believe. We're going to get past that 38-degree night before I do that. So if you are interested in seed starting with soil blocking, we have the equipment in stock and ready to ship, and you'll find it all over at thegardenersworkshop.com, where we're basically a learning center and an online garden shop selling the stuff that we use, gang. So I invite you to go over there and check it out. Please subscribe, share our channel with your friends, and I can't wait to start going through this season with you guys over here on YouTube. All right, folks, until we meet again, ciao.